And since our topic for the today is early childhood, so which starts from the age 3, right? Yes or no? Yes or no? Should we tell them to offer you all something? Tea, coffee? No? Okay. Now the questions that have been made up in my mind to ask to the panelists may differ, because since morning we have been hearing about AI, STEM, STEAM, and lot of technology. My question to all of us here present is so much of technology needed for a 3-year-old child? Yes or no? Sir, I have a question for you.
For me, okay.
Yes, Mr. Bhatt. Do you think we need AI for a 3-year-old child who barely learns to, who doesn't know to read and write, who has just started to walk, talk to his parents, and then this technology which is there that we are having looming over our head, wherein we feel मेरे बच्चे को सब आना चाहिए, माझ्या मुलाला सगळं यायला पाहिजे, तो 3 वर्षातच सायंटिस्ट व्हायला पाहिजे, 3 साल में ही मेरा बच्चा साइंटिस्ट होना चाहिए. क्या सर ये जरूरी है?
Okay, I will answer this question slightly differently. I spoke about AI in Jakarta about 3 weeks ago, about AI in Dubai 3 days ago. I'll be speaking about AI in Billund in Denmark sometime in January. But my personal answer to a 3-year-old, the answer is no. You don't need AI for a child. We want the child to go out, get the hand dirty, play in the mud, play in the dirty water, come home. That's how the child also get the immunity naturally.
Correct.
So for the parents, yes, you may have to look at the child, how he or she is doing in the school. That can be a platform that eases that report back from the school to the parent. But for the child, the answer is no. You don't need an AI.
Thank you, sir. Damayanti ma'am, my question to you is, how does a parent play a very pivotal role in growing up a child, like in growing a child up? Like, how do you think a parent's role is? Is the
So-
parent more important or a school more important?
See, it's very hard to say. Thanks for allowing me to be here this evening. It is really very hard to say because the child first learns from the parent by imitation. First, the child learns by imitation, all right? The first touch is with the mother. So, those are the sensory organs when they develop. It's obviously the interaction with the loved ones and the parents, and especially the mother. So, I will say the first learning takes place over there. But yes, as they grow up, I think it's the school and the home play an equally important role. I don't say it's a collaborative effort because
Okay.
now the lines between the home and the school have really speaking, they have sort of become very blurred. You have young mothers who are very on top of everything. They know about technology, they know about everything, they've read up a million things before they even come for the interviews, all right? And they know they put their children, they've registered their children's names into schools by doing a research. It's not something that I did when my child was born, right?
Right.
So that's the essential difference. uh, it is a collaborative effort. It is not the effort of one or the other, I'd say.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Neeti, can I ask you, like, what does uh, roles and responsibilities are there when you send a child to a school of a parent and a child? What responsibilities do you think one should have when you send a child to a school?
Thank you for having me here, and I feel extremely privileged to be a part of this panel with such great education leaders. I'll be honest, I'm completely new. I'm about 5 years into this industry, so I'm going to answer like someone who's had a child, but I'm not a parent yet. So I would say the role of a parent would be to have some sort of bond with the child before sending him or her to the school, obviously. And also be a little, you have to give a little bit of leeway to the school to kind of mold the child. You have taught the child the basics, yes, before the child goes to the school, but there should be some sort of freedom given to the school as well, in terms of molding the child and teaching their methods. When it comes to the child, I think, like we've all read this, the child's mind is like cement, right? Every impression you make is going to permanently be there.
Right.
So for the child, I don't think there's any prep required. He or she is just going to be there for the first time. And what is really important, I think in the previous panel, what I really liked is interpersonal skills. I think that's really important in this day and age for the child to learn. That's what the focus should be in school. The future is peer-to-peer collaboration. And I think only when that collaboration class happens is when the child will progress.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Sir, I have a question for you. How can we bridge the gap between a parent and a teacher?
Okay, the three different models of the early childhood, Montessori, Reggio
Waldorf
Emilia,
and
Waldorf,
Reggio
and all that.
Emilia. Correct.
So I will answer that again with a Harvard Business School's a particular model that's called I do, we do, you do. In basically an I do, what happens is that's Montessori, the design for the child is done by someone else. In the case of Reggio Emilia, it is a co-constructed design is done by the teacher and the
Correct.
child. And in the Waldorf is basically the child decides what they want to study. The important role of the parent in all the three cases, irrespective of what you're looking at, is the parent being the partner, maybe in deciding what my child needs to learn, maybe in deciding what the teacher and my child can co-construct, or maybe what I want for my child to learn in that time when the child is in the school for whatever number of hours. So it's a partnership, because at the end of the day we should allow the young mind to grow and develop and get prepared for the world which is ever changing. And what we, I think, again touching back to AI, there are a lot of articles that says that in 8 years time the schools may not be within the four walls, it's going to be outside. And when I spoke about AI in Dubai 2 days ago, what I said is currently the model where all of us went through is knowledge skill application. It's going to be skill application / knowledge, because knowledge is already available outside, right? Again, at the end of the day, it is not going to teach everything. It is the child who is going to learn what he or she wants. So it will be from prescribed curriculum to subscribed curriculum. So that is already there in the case of early childhood education. The child decides what they want to do. So it's an I do, we do, you do. That's what I say. Yeah.
Sir, so do you say that as Montessori and Waldorf, they got two different thought process? Like, in Waldorf, they say that you have to have an open environment and the child should go out and learn and all those things. We are having a very structured kind of learning what we do right now, right? So that is called Montessori, and then Waldorf, and then Reggio. So are you saying that are we progressing ourselves, or should we progress ourselves towards that Waldorf kind of a teaching process, and the Montessori should take a backseat?
See, we need to strike a balance in between. We need some structure, but we don't want to have the four walls. But we need, at the same time, the child needs to have the space. So a good early childhood model is what benefit the child. That's very, very important. It is not that I want a Montessori school and I want only my child to fit into this. So again, I give this analogy all the time. During my younger days, my parents used to take me to the tailor and buy the cloth, get you measured and get you stitched. Nowadays, you go and buy you fit yourself into the dress. So we have to strike in between. At times, if you are going to a marriage and all, you get your dresses stitched. But for all the other time, you can buy your dress off shelf. So we have to strike in between what is good for my child, and we have to choose like that. Give the ability, give the facility to the child, not try to fit in there. Yeah. Thank you.
So, sir, to everybody, like my question to everyone is, from the Guru Shishya Parampara, where the gurus were wearing those dhotis and whatever you call that, I don't know what they call. What is it called when they put it around their neck? Sorry?
No, I think it's panche they call. In Sanskrit they call panche.
Small towel they used to put around their neck. So should our children be wearing shirt and trousers? Have Guru Shishya Parampa, something like that?
No,
Do they
I
wear
think,
like
it's
that, you mean to
nothing
say?
to do with what you wear. It is at the end of the day, we are
Okay.
trying to enrich the mind, right? So whatever the environment is made available to the child, it should benefit the child and the child should learn something out
Yeah.
of it. Yeah.
There's one thing I want to say. No matter what technology, as sir said just now very rightly, whatever we are using, whatever method we may be using, at the end of it, the child is the center. So our methods, our approaches may be different.
Correct.
Whether it is the Reggio Emilia, whether it's the Playway, Montessori, whatever you may call it. If you look at it, it's like the religion. At the core of it is
Tradition.
what? The
Traditional.
child.
It's
Yes,
traditional.
at the core of it is the well-being and the growth of the child. The approaches vary. That's all right.
So you mean to say from the 22,000 schools in which is having Montessori approach, 1,200 odd will be following Waldorf approaches, and Reggio Emilia is 1,500, which is in 30 countries, like, we have. So people are adopting more of Montessori approach because it is having tradition, it is having that four walls, it is teaching tradition, the values, core values. The method of teacher and the parent is having all together in collaboration. So is it because of that it's more popular?
No, I think it's individual driven. It is driven by people who believe and parents who wish to follow that. But at the core of it, whatever is happening, ma'am, is whichever way we choose to raise our children. At the core of it, it's the child's learning that's important. So it doesn't matter if it is the Montessori. According to me, it doesn't matter if it's the Montessori or any other method. According to me, these are it's like treating if for lack of a better analogy, or it's like three approaches to one issue.
Okay.
It's like that. It's an approach.
Neeti, can you tell me what is the role of play for a kid of 3 years to 6 years? Like, what do you think it is, the role of play?
So I think we saw like quite a few presentations. All of them, if you noticed, had one thing in common. I think play-based learning is the easiest and the most impressionable way of teaching your child. I think what schools need to adopt is, as leaders, we need to learn is that in classrooms, teachers need to facilitate learning. It needs to be a two-way communication and not a passive way of communication. So I think play encourages that. Also, play teaches so many other skills, right, to the child. Empathy, because you're helping your peer. It teaches critical thinking, because you're learning something out of the box. Because only, students make mistakes, but they don't really realize that's a mistake. And when you make a mistake and you're allowed to make that mistake, there's some originality that comes out of that. So I think play encourages so many other skills that we don't really get to learn in the structured way of education. So I don't think you can take away play if you really want to raise the child right.
Okay. So for play, I just want to ask the audience, what kind of play? Gilli danda, marbles.
Why not?
तो लगोरी खेलते थे हम लोग जब
Why
बच्चे
not?
थे, तो क्या हम
Absolutely.
क्या हम वो सारे खेल जो खेलते थे, क्या हम वो इनकॉर्पोरेट कर सकते हैं आज के दौर में?
Yeah.
क्योंकि आजकल
Should,
हम क्या
and you
देखते
should.
हैं, बहुत सारे गेम. हम पहले बच्चों को, कोविड के पहले हम बच्चों को बोलते थे कि प्लीज डू नॉट टच द फोन, स्क्रीन टाइम. बाद में हम बोलने लगे ओनली द फोन ड्यूरिंग द कोविड. हम उनसे वापस अभी ये बोल रहे हैं कि डू नॉट टच द फोन, यू आर गेटिंग स्पॉइल्ड बिकॉज दे आर गेटिंग लॉट ऑफ information through net and all those things. So is there a possibility with the people those have come forward saying कि हमको ये we have so many things and so many presentations shown, but कहीं भी वो जो पुराने हमारे games होते थे, whatever play we used to have during our days is nowhere to be seen, even in the games, like, okay, so don't you think we should bring these games back into our system and also apply the technology to have these games, so that the old and the new both come together and they have something new which our Gen Alpha, पहले मिलेनियम किड्स होते थे, फिर बाद में जेन अल्फा हो गए, अभी पता नहीं आगे क्या होने वाला है. तर ही जी लाईन आहे ही वाढतच जाते. It is going on and on and on. And every single day you have a new term for this. Every 10 years, like a decade, you have a new term for the kids. And the children are so smart. They are smarter than us when they have a phone in their hand. Yes or no? My child is more smarter, though she is 26-year-old, but she is more smarter than me, than handling a phone. Likewise, a 3-year-old child knows how to operate a phone. Their mothers must not be knowing. So do you think somewhere we have allowed technology and we have taken our old system has taken a back seat? That is the reason that the children are not having those traditional values or cultural values or whatever you call it, like. Yes. Anyway.
Just to add to that, there are a couple of things. Going back to that, your way the future is going. We talk about driverless cars, right? So I gave an analogy other day. In the villages, if you go maybe about 15, 20 years time, people used to put all the stuff on the bullock cart and let the bullock cart go, and the bullocks know exactly where to go and stop.
Correct.
So driverless cars are exactly like that. You feed the information, it will take you wherever you want to go. So it is not new. Well, on a more serious note, it is actually partly because blame should lie with the parent as well. There is a competition these days between the parents. If my child is having an iPhone 15 plus and my neighbor's child has iPhone 16 plus, then I feel inferior to my neighbor. Therefore, we subconsciously or unconsciously try to compete with the others, and we use our children as a source for competition. That's why the child is getting disadvantaged and getting into all sorts of misuse or abuse of the technology. We should allow the child to go. If you haven't read a book, I forgot the title, but the author's name from, I'm a New Zealander, by the way. So in New Zealand, he's very, very famous, called Nigel Latta. Nigel Latta wrote a lot of books about inappropriate, incorrect parenting, etc. He talks about what we are doing is actually doing disservice to the child. We should do everything what's unconventional and olden times what you used to do. Let the child go out. Let the child go in the rain and dance and enjoy. That's not happening. We say, oh, if you go in the rain, you got sick and I have to pay for the doctor. So that shouldn't be the case. Your thinking has to go back. Yeah.
सर्दी हो
Sardi
जाएगी,
ho
खांसी हो
jayega.
जाएगी.
So it shouldn't be the
बुखार आ
case.
जाएगा.
Yeah.
हाँ,
ma'am.
So that's how you grow your immunity, right? So we should be more open to what used to happen in the past. Yeah.
So if I may add just one thing to that, technology and science will happen the way it happens. It is for us to choose. As adults, we have to make the choice. We cannot say that, we cannot say that the nuclear bomb was not a wonder of the world. I mean, it is disastrous, of course. But look at it, when you look at it purely from the science point of view, it was a marvelous invention. You cannot stop that from happening. How we use it is it's something that lies with us. We have to use as adults, and I always believe that it is we as adults who are responsible for teaching them what is right and what is, wrong. Yeah.
Thank you.
That will
ma'am.
stay.
My question again to the audience. Should we have assessment for a kid of 3 to 6 years? Marking system. Because we have report cards, right? And every parent, even if we don't give them marks, we give them grades, A grade, B grade, A plus, B plus, yes? I would ask Neeti, she's still not reached there. When you have a kid, what would you want it to be? Have an assessment or not an assessment? Or in between? Don't be in between. Give us a yes or no.
I'll be honest, I don't know if the audience is going to like this, but I think I would want to know what my child is doing. I don't know if I'm not being able to crack. I don't know if y'all have. I don't know how can you let the parent know what the child has learned. Of course, the parent is seeing the child evolve and change and learn at home. But how else am I going to know if the child has really picked up something if we don't assess them? Maybe not grade based, maybe not math, science, English. It could be skills, right? I'll be very happy. I always wanted to pursue dancing and I wasn't allowed to. So I will be very happy if my child does that, and I'll be more than happy to put her or him in a dance school. But then for that, I need to know that he or she is inclined towards dance, and how else am I going to know? So I think that
Yeah, the
Want to add?
assessment, to answer your question, of course, as a parent, I need to know if my child is 3 or 4 years old. There are the science says that by the end of 3 years or 4 years, these are the basic skills they are supposed to demonstrate or show. So for that, the best way of finding out whether my child has shown those skills or not is observation. So you're bringing technology there, you have the AI. So use artificial intelligence and try to find out whether my child is demonstrating those skills or not. If not, what intervention I can actually bring in so that the child reaches that, as against putting some other kind of measures. It should be supporting the child to reach wherever she should be reaching, but it should be purely observation, and sometimes maybe a discussion between the teacher as well as the parent. Okay, your child has shown this is fine, and he or she could do better. So it should be there, no marking, nothing. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now again, a question to the audience, and then Ma'am Damayanti ma'am will answer. Should we have inclusive education? Should we have inclusive education wherein children of all disability, I must not say disability, children of all kinds are included in the study, also taking into account the parents who object, my child will not study with such and such children. So in that case, how, as an educator, Damayanti ma'am, you would talk to a parent?
So see, ma'am, ours is an inclusive school. So we have different children of different kinds of learners. The thing is that the only way that I can handle my parents in my school is by just educating them and talking to them. Because I believe in India, we really still haven't come of age as far as, treating these or giving opportunities to these differently abled children. No matter what we say about inclusion, but we still don't have the facilities or the infrastructure in most schools to allow the differently abled children to be there. So the only way, ma'am, I feel we can take it ahead is just by talking and educating. That's number one. And number two, I have felt very strongly about this always. As a part of the teacher training program, there should be 1 full year or at least 6 months allotted for the teacher trainer to learn about who is a differently able learner, so that she or he can identify the child and know how to take it forward. I believe that would help the child learn better, and I think parents would be less aggressive if the child learns well. Because at the end of the day, I think what all parents wants is that their child, the best for their children. For the parents, the children, their child is their dream. So every parent only wants that, and that's at the base of it. They don't understand, and therefore we have to explain to them. And this has to come from teachers who are aware. So it's imperative that we have some sort of a teaching system, make it absolutely compulsory. Teachers of all classes, whether it's preschool to 12th standard, everybody must know that this child has this problem, or this child is this kind of a learner.
My question again is, do you think a parent's interference in today's time in the school is more? The parent interfering in the child is more. They feel that they should be the one who should be running the school in other terms. Excuse me if I'm saying so, but we all are educationists here. We all are facing these things in our day-to-day life. They will come and tell you, मैडम आपको बच्चे को ऐसा सिखाना चाहिए, आप ये बोर्ड पे लिखते हो ना, ये उसको ऐसा लिखना चाहिए क्योंकि मेरे बच्चे को it comes like that. So do you think the interference of parents has become more and the teachers have taken a backseat because we as principals, we tell them, पेरेंट जो बोलता है सुनो, फीस यही से आती है, फीस नहीं आएगी तो हमको तनख्वाह कैसे मिलेगी, हमारी मैनेजमेंट खुश कैसे होगी, तो जो पेरेंट बोलता है वो करो. क्या ये हो रहा है हमारे सिस्टम में? हो रहा है? तो क्या ये सही है या गलत, सर?
Okay. Uh, Interesting question. When maybe I think most of you are adults in the middle age. I'm 62, by the way. I ran a half marathon on Sunday.
Wow.
And I took a flight to Dubai in the afternoon. So the issue is when I used to go to school, if I didn't do well, I used to get beaten up by my father. Whereas now it is not like that. If my child is not doing well, it's not my child's fault, it is the teacher's fault. Right? I think partially it is because again, if you are a school administrator, if you run the school, pardon me, it's also because we are allowing the parents to have a say.
Yes. Correct.
Right? That's where the issue is. In my school, if a parent comes to me and says, your teacher is now doing like this, I said, please take your child, go to the next, down the line. It's as simple as that. And they won't go because we have a system in the school like that. We have established that we are a good school, we teach, and the child gets the good education, they do very well. So if a school gets that system in place, and then they can actually tell the parents, you think that what I'm doing is not right, sorry, I can issue a TC like that. So if that is the case, then you have the say over the parent. But if you let the parent have a say in running the school, then you're in big mess. Then your teachers are not empowered, children do whatever they want to, discipline will go to chaos, and the principal will be at one side, teacher will be one side, it will be completely mismanagement all over the place. That shouldn't be the case. Yeah.
Okay, I think everybody will agree to this, right? It's become really difficult in these times, like, to tell them. So should we literate the parents more than the child? Should we have more sessions for the parents?
We do run parent sessions.
No, we have, but it's very few. Like, we have it in the 4 PTMs and all those things. But I think parents need to be educated more than the child, because it is very easy to tell a child in a class. He listens also, he or she listens also. But when it comes to parents, it's really a big uphill task. Agreed?
Yeah.
Agreed? So this is a सच्चाई है सर, ये सच्चाई है. नहीं सर, हम तैयार हैं हंसने के लिए सर. Correct. Correct.
But being a parent, actually we don't know how to handle the kids.
Correct.
Reason behind that is, जिंदगी की एक सच्चाई जो मैं शेयर कर रहा हूँ आपसे, हमें नौकरी चाहिए, हायर एजुकेशन और क्वालिफिकेशन एक्सपीरियंस है, नौकरी मिल जाएगी, सर्टिफिकेट है, डिग्री है, मिल जाएगी, राइट? लेकिन दुनिया का ये जो नेचुरल प्रोसेस है ना, माँ बाप बनना, लेकिन पता नहीं है बच्चे को कैसे हैंडल करना, जो जिंदगी की सबसे बड़ी जिम्मेदारी है
ना. हमारे पास 40 बच्चे छोड़ देते हैं और हमसे एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं कि हम उसे संभालें, जबकि उनसे एक बच्चा संभाला नहीं जाता है घर में. ये सच्चाई है. सच्चाई है या नहीं है? हाँ सर, बराबर बोल रहे हैं
क्योंकि उनके पास वो नॉलेज ही नहीं है,
सर.
नहीं मालूम है मैं.
सही है, सही है, सही है.
बिकॉज़ आवर ड्यूटी है कि बच्चे को तो हमें माने एजुकेट करना है,
Correct.
पेरेंट को ग्रूम करना है.
राइट.
आज जब तक स्कूल और घर के बीच में हेल्दी रिलेशनशिप नहीं बनेगा, तब तक जो डेवलपमेंटल माइलस्टोन हम अचीव करना चाहते हैं बच्चों में, वो नहीं हो सकेगा.
सही है सर.
और
Yes.
पेरेंट इसी ढंग से स्कूल पे आएंगे,
सही बात.
कहानी सुनाएंगे, घर जाएंगे,
सही बात.
सारा दोस्त टीचर का.
नहीं, और उनके पापा मम्मी को बोलते हैं, जाओ स्कूल में ये बोलो. मम्मी आती है स्कूल में, डक 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 बोल देती है. जब हम उसको काउंटर क्वेश्चन करते हैं, मैम मैं वापस आती हूँ. नहीं, फिर वो बोलती है मैम मैं वापस आती हूँ. वापस वो घर जाती है, पापा आएगा नहीं. पापा आएगा नहीं. सॉरी यार जेंट्स, पापा आएगा नहीं, मम्मी ही आती है और वो दोनों तरफ से बचती है, घर पे भी और स्कूल में भी.
Yeah,
जनरल ये सिनेरियो है.
it is also because we parents also majority times believe what the child says is right,
Correct.
not what the
Right.
teacher says is right. So that's a bias which is already there, that is disharming the system as well. Yeah. Of course.
Trust factor.
By
Because
the,
I
there is
remember-
a book that I am currently reading. It's called The Stolen Focus. If you are doing an AI, you need to read that book. John Harris. I didn't even know until I read that book that trust is conditional. I always thought trust is a two-way process, which is
Yes,
true.
yes.
But it also comes with condition. So yeah, it's always trust. Correct. Yeah.
मुझे याद है पुराने जमाने में टीचर हमको 2 देती थी तो मम्मी बोलती थी तूने कुछ तो भी किया होगा. आज अगर आप उनको खाली देख लो, खाली ऐसे देख लो, तो मेरा बच्चा आपकी आंखें देखे डर गया और रात को सपने देख रहा है कि टीचर उनको देख रही है, राइट? यू नो, मतलब आजकल के पेरेंट्स इतने, तो हमको एज एजुकेट जो बच्चों को पढ़ाते हैं या वॉट एवर टीचर्स आर देयर विद अस, और द वे वी हैव टू लिटरेट द पेरेंट एंड टीचर एंड स्टूडेंट एंड ऑल. So it is an uphill task for us to run an institution with the teachers, because teachers come to us, ma'am, I have done nothing, I just looked at the child, and the parent is saying that you looked at my child and he got scared. अभी तो देखने से भी बच्चा डर जाता था, पहले तो मार खा के भी नहीं डरते थे. तो अभी सिनेरियो बदल गया. यस मैम, यू वांटेड टू से समथिंग. क्योंकि मैम
और कोविड के बाद अब मोबाइल जरूरी नहीं है, तो ये पेरेंट्स का ही रोल है कि हम बच्चों को जैसा समझाएंगे वैसा समझ में आएगा उनको.
I don't think we can stop using mobiles or giving them mobiles, because that's you can't. That's the future. You can't.
Niti, what should we do?
I think you need to, like, as a parent, I'm speaking.
Yeah, as a parent.
There has to be a balance, and I
You
think
can take a first-hand experience today.
yeah, I'm
to
learning a
become
lot.
parent.
No, you can put in a child lock, a nanny net,
Yeah.
or whatever. You need to do your bit. You can't say I won't give technology.
पेरेंट्स के हाथ में ही है. कई बार हमारे पास स्कूल में पेरेंट्स आके बोलते हैं, मैम ये मेरी सुनता ही नहीं है. अगर आपका एक बच्चा आपकी नहीं सुनता है तो 40 बच्चे मेरी कैसे सुनेंगे? तो हम ये नहीं बोल सकते कि हम रोक नहीं सकते हैं बच्चों को. बिल्कुल रोक सकते हैं, ये हमारे ऊपर ही है.
तो क्या ये रोकना 3 से 6 साल के बीच में ही होना चाहिए?
उसी समय होना चाहिए, उसी समय.
तो
कई
हमारा
बच्चे,
जो मुद्दा था यहाँ पे, हम
मैम
जिस
कई
channel
बच्चे
पे
सिर्फ
है,
बच्चा अच्छी से खाना खा ले तो उसको पॉकीमोन दिखा देते हैं और फिर वो आदत बनती चली जाती है. हम नहीं रोक सकते हैं.
I want to ask, खाना खाते समय आप बच्चों को वो फोन पे पोकेमोन क्यों दिखाते हैं? I mean, not you in the sense you as parents, because they also want to watch something on the phone. So it is basically, I want that free time. I don't want my child get disturbing me when I am watching something. That's where the exact problem
No, you are
is.
correct, sir.
I as a parent think that I do not want to watch anything when I am sitting across the dining table. So my son or daughter will not do that. You say it's a family value one had to put in place. It's as simple as
No,
that.
sir, you are correct. When you are watching, then of course you can't stop them. But then you have to limit the
No,
timing.
by watching, you're setting a bad example.
सर मैं तो सीरियल
No, no, no.
देखती हूँ,
Yeah.
तो
I'm
मेरा
going to give
बच्चा
a
भी
slight
देखेगा ना.
simple example how
मैं
I
तो
as a
serial
parent
देखती हूँ, तो मेरा
got,
बच्चा भी देखेगा.
how I as a parent brought up my son. My son actually is a pilot with Cathay Pacific. He's a first officer. He flew into Boston this morning. So my son, even he's 35-year-old. Before he gets on the plane, he messages me, Dad, I'm fine, I'm in the cockpit. When he lands in the airport, Boston, he got down. I said, we reached safely. So that's how I got my son through. He's 35-year-old. He's married. But still he messages mom and dad. So that's the value I want parents to actually put in place, that your child trusts you. Going back to your word, trusts you and you trust your child. So it's all going back to the family values. It's as simple as that.
Sir,
Yeah.
I am not saying that they cannot use, but then timing, like how you have given example, even me, the moment I started from Nasik, I messaged in my family update that left for Mumbai, reached Mumbai. So this is the good part. What I am telling in an initial stage, you
Yeah.
allow them to watch Pokemon, but then you have to make them ki this much time you can see.
Yes.
It's not
Yeah.
like go on and go on.
Correct.
Since
Yeah.
child is
You set
crying,
boundaries
yes,
technically.
yes.
Yes.
Since he's crying, give it. This is not happening.
Madam, it says time's up.
No, she gave me 5 minutes more. She said that she's enjoying the process.
Okay. That's,
So she has given me time.
who is enjoying the process?
The one who left.
Okay. No, she's there.
That's it.
Yeah. Thank you.
The one who,
Thanks. Yeah.
she's there.
Yeah.
My one question is, are we making our own children rely on toys and gifts because we are not able to give them time because we both are working? So if they do something good, we buy them a toy. If they do something nice, we take them to McDonald's. If they do something good in their studies, we take them to buy some clothes. So are we responsible for that?
Of course, yes. You need to read B.F. Skinner. In the same book, he talks of B.F. Skinner's conditional learning. Yeah, yeah.
But
You
we are
shouldn't be doing
that. But we are
condition.
doing that. Ma'am, our children are grown up, so when they get married, we have not put that conditions because now at our time, most of the times the women would be at home and the fathers would be working. But now at the time, demands that both are working. That is also important because if they are not working, they cannot have a lifestyle that they want. In our time, we would live in a 1-bedroom house, but now today they want a 3-bedroom, one for the child, one for themselves, and one as a guest room. To afford that, they have to work. When they have to work, all these things, paying attention to a child, they are left on nannies and their other buys, and then they give them, they interchange their love with these toys. So somewhere is the system responsible for this? Parent responsible this? Like who is responsible for it? Yes, ma'am.
लोगों का expectation.
Expectations, okay.
जो as a parent,
हाँ जी,
हम इतना सोचते हैं और इतने हमारे फायदे हैं को पूरा करने के लिए
हाँ जी,
हमारे पास समय नहीं है अपने बच्चों को देने के लिए,
correct,
राइट? और कल ऐसा आएगा कि उन बच्चों को समय नहीं होगा हमें देने के लिए,
correct.
कि हम जो बोएंगे वही हम काटेंगे.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong in having dreams and having them fulfilled. If I can
Yes,
afford a
yes,
3
you can take the
BHK
mic and
house,
speak.
For our kids as well.
Ma'am,
but
please
that
go on.
I think parents are doing that. You're marginalizing like a small fraction of what they are doing, but I don't think we can categorize and stereotype saying कि अरे तुम 3 BHK का house ले रहे हो तो you're not giving time to your kids. I don't think that's true. In fact, I have friends who have like really lavish houses and still giving time to their kids. So
How? How?
they manage it.
Like
It's-
how both are working and they manage it?
No,
Or one of them is working.
one
and
of them
managing
is
it?
one of them is a
That's the
housewife.
difference,
Yes.
Niti. That's the difference.
But-
when both the parents are working, it is literally impossible because in today's time, and if you're working in a corporate sector, you reach home by 11 in the night, the daddy reaching at 12 in the night, the child is already sleeping. When the child gets up, goes to the school, then the parents go to their offices. They hardly spend time with their child. So a child of 3 to 6 years is learning what he's learning at the crèche,
Yeah.
with the daima, with the bai, with the peers,
Correct.
whatever it is. So it becomes difficult. But the child is also
Yeah.
confused.
True, true.
Ma'am.
I mean,
Sunu,
that
mummy
that
ka
is
sunu, school ka
that's-
sunu. Yes, yes.
that is fine.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
See, at the end of the day, that may be a daily routine, right? That's how the society is moving towards, and we cannot
तो
again, as you
किसको
said, we
blame
cannot
करें हम?
actually put
किसको blame करें?
everyone into the box. What we can, even in that case, at least
Yeah,
the
but-
weekends you spend time together. That's all matters. The family values even can be shared across the dining table when you meet on a Saturday or a Sunday. That's fine. Oh, go to a movie together, go to a park together. You need not be going to park every day because the life is very busy for everybody. You are living in a very difficult world. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Need and want.
Yeah.
Correct.
And again, it comes with the parenting. Again, it comes with the values. As this is the need of an hour that both the parents will be working.
Yeah.
And fulfilling their wishes and needs.
Yeah.
So we as parents need to understand first what is need and what.
At the end of the day, parents tell that what they are doing is because of the child, right? To give a good education is for the child. As long as that connection is there, we are working, I'm coming home at 12 p.m., past midnight, is because everybody wants to have a good life so that we can have that fantastic time together as a family. But that Saturday and Sunday, you go together and you show that value is there, everything is in place. Yeah.
May I add a silver lining to this whole discussion?
Yes. So as a result, I don't know, I think last week or a couple of days ago in the newspaper, there was this article that more and more youngsters are choosing to not marry because they don't want to have children.
Correct.
And so that's also happening. But this is the way of life, ma'am. This is the way it is. You know?
I would like to add something here. When my children were small, I have a granddaughter now. So when my children were small, my husband was not very actively involved in their upbringing. Though he had time, But he had that stereotypical mindset that it's the mother's responsibility and the mother will cater to the child's needs and emotional needs and everything. But when I see my son-in-law, I see him spend quality time, even though he's very busy. But every evening, post dinner, he takes his little daughter for a walk, 15 minutes. 2-year-old daughter, he takes her for a walk for 15 minutes. And that's the father-daughter time. So there is
That's
a
all
silver
matters.
lining.
That's
you know.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
And he takes active interest and participates in everything that is happening in his daughter's life. So despite the busy schedule, yeah.
So,
That's what I said. As
yeah,
long
so
as
I have
that
been.
is happening, it should be absolutely fine. Yeah.
So I was just trying to say this, that I am from the generation who was being awarded. I got all those chocolates after my exams, and my father used to be working till 11 p.m. sometimes because he had his busy schedule. But what I felt as an educator is what is missing right now is the human touch. So time has changed. We cannot say that you cannot stay away from technology. You cannot stay away from gadgets. Time has changed. The exposure has changed. I am from the generation who got Yahoo, who got gradually YouTube. But my brother, who is just 6 years younger to me, he got more exposure. He got notes and lectures on YouTube, which I did not get. So what I have learned in my education journey as well as my personal journey is that human touch is actually missing gradually, because people are so much exposed to the world of gadgets that they are missing that basic thing of spending a little time with their children. Even though they are busy, they also want awards, rewards, but they're missing that, spend quality time with their children. And that's very much visible. It's clearly visible
Right,
in every
ma'am,
school.
right,
We can
right.
see that.
So then should we sum up that a child of 3 to 6 years old needs their teachers, needs the parents,
Yes.
needs
Needs the community, needs where they're
as a
living in.
community
Yes.
as a whole for
Yeah.
the traditional value, and we should not
Yes.
only concentrate on which stream he's going to or which form of teaching he's having, whether it's Montessori, Waldorf or Reggio. Basic, the traditional cultural value which he gets from the home and the school, by the teachers, by the parents, by the grandparents, is what is needed for today's day child. Do we agree on that?
Yeah, thank you.
So let's give
That's
a big
good.
round of
Thank you
applause to
very much. Thank you
ourselves.
for the good audience. Yeah.
It was really a very interactive session and I really enjoyed.